Welcome to the Man United agenda, and we have just beaten Tottenham 2-0. Let's go. Hello, welcome to the Man United agenda. My name is Omundi Juma, and I'm delighted with what a fabulous result tonight. And I'm joined by two Irishmen, one living in England, one actually in Ireland. And coming to Ireland first. How you doing, Pat? You got a big smile on your face. You just watched the game. How you feeling?
Over the moon, lads. Couldn't be happier. That's more like it. Not that Dorothy we watched last week. I'm a happy little Irishman. That's all I can say.
The big question here is Paddy happy? Well, he's smiling, so that means something. Paddy, how you feeling after that, man?
I'm pleasantly shocked and surprised tonight that we have won tonight in the manner that we won tonight, because we were very good, very, very good tonight. I'm really surprised. 3 good points, and I was shocked. I thought Spurs might give us a game. They got snuffed out tonight, including Mr. Kane, who was supposed to be the best centre forward in the world, apparently, according to Spurs fans, and Son. So they got snuffed out. There you go. They didn't turn up.
All right. First of all, guys, you know what we do. We are sponsored by GMS. That's Global Mapping Surveys. And what do? You may ask. Well, they assist architects, property developers, and construction companies all over the country. And they offer a wide range of services such as setting out topographical surveys, ain't that right, Pat? And 3D laser scanning monitoring. The link's in the description, guys, so make sure you check them out. That's Global Mapping Surveys. All right, let's get down to
and
it.
If you don't know, now you know.
I just want to get a feel for the show and the energy of the people in the comments before we go into this, because it's really quite hyped right now. I mean, Mr. B is saying best performance of the season so far. And
hold on a second there at that first comment. Best performance. Which individual player is Mr. B talking about? Because he was a little bit worried before the game kicked off.
Oh yeah. We're revealing WhatsApp group texts here. He was worried about Fred, wasn't he? But overall was good performance.
We are.
He's saying, I'm gonna say it now. Cristiano Ronaldo can F off. I think we all know something happened there with him. I don't know. My thing's a bit slow today. Fred, man of the match, says Mark Edmonds. Get in, says JP87. Brush is in the house saying, what a performance. Mark Edmond as well saying, Dello absolutely tops. No doubt. Solo, our boss man, saying, world-class Fred.
Sure.
This is someone I'd like to talk about. I really rated today. Martinez, as Paddy said, he bullied Kane. Mark Edmonds also saying, is the boss is Casemiro. He's sort of dominating that midfield. Global Mac Survey saying Man United are back. Yes, most certainly. Football Master saying the Man United agenda boys did the business versus Scuba Jersey, Ugly Futsal, Conte, Sport. Okay, plenty more to come. We're going to get right into it, guys. I know there's plenty to talk about. If you're tuning in just after the game and you're buzzing still, great stuff. What I want to ask you guys, because the manager's got a lot to do here. He has to make the starting lineup and pick a side that's going to win each game. And last game we couldn't score for love of money. And today we scored 2 goals against a better team in Spurs. So what do you think about the starting lineup? We had De Gea in goal, Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro and Fred again in midfield. I was a bit surprised by that. Bruno again, who doesn't seem to get dropped. Sancho, Anthony and Rashford. Main talking points there for you. Pat, come to you first. The starting lineup.
I was happy with the starting lineup, to be honest with you. There's a reason why Eriksen's not in there, and he is our best player to be in there. So, look.
Thank you very much, Fred.
I was happy with the defence. Okay, defence 100%. Midfield, I would have preferred Eriksen over Fred, but I'm not complaining, and I'm certainly not complaining now after the performance the man put in there. Okay, Sancho, Rashford, and Bruno, Anthony. I think they were all excellent tonight. Every single one of them played very well. I think when they came onto the pitch, the whole lot of them, I was a bit concerned at Fred at the start, but I think he picked up the pace at the start. So I won't get into it yet, but I was happy with the starting lineup. What do you think, Paddy?
When I saw Fred coming out, lining up in the coming out to the pitch, I thought, oh no, Fred's starting. Why is he starting? And obviously Ronaldo wasn't starting. Big shock there. But I thought, well, fair enough, no problem at all. Yeah, not a bad lineup. I love Anthony, Rashford up front, Ronaldo not playing. Going back to that, yeah, fine. Defence looked okay, except for Dalot and Shaw, which I wouldn't have in there at all. Casemiro starting great. Casemiro great. Eriksen's not been very well. Apparently, he's been ill, so he wasn't included. Would he have been included if he'd been well? Possibly not. But again, Casemiro and Fred have done well tonight. But I'm not getting settled on Fred. I'm never a big Fred fan. I'll keep saying that to my dying day. But not a bad lineup, man. They did the business. I'm pleased.
Okay. Well, the thing about Fred, Pat, is do you think Fred is good enough for the starting lineup, or do you think he's the kind of player that you bring on after the likes of Eriksen is starting to tire in the latter stage of the game? Is he good enough to keep there, and he'll settle into being that kind of player because he won't expect too much?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think him coming on an impact player possibly, but I still want better than Fred in that team, and there always will be. There'll always be a question mark over Fred though, Pat, and that him being in that side. But he did okay. Him and Casemiro, they love each other, don't they? They play together in the Brazilian squad, so they know each other really, really well. So that helped Casemiro. It's been helping Casemiro, and it probably helped him tonight. So yeah, I think you're right. Eriksen, I love Eriksen on the pitch, but again, he can't do every game, can he? Apparently, I don't know, but he has been playing exception, and he's class as well. Eriksen is beautiful player.
As much as me and you would like to sit here and talk about Eriksen for the next half an hour, right? We can't, unfortunately, Paddy, because he didn't play as much as the rest of the players tonight. Okay, so one thing I will say is, did you feel that tonight's game suited Fred because it was a higher tempo of a game? Before we get into the team performance,
yeah, I think it did. I think definitely. I think he was. Yeah, it did suit him tonight. The high press tonight. I think he did well, Fred, tonight. I think even having Casemiro next to him, I think it worked for him. I think it really did work all round for that midfield. And again, good choice by Ten Hag, wasn't it? Really, it's a good choice.
He did. Now, in fairness, and this is a lot of praise that goes down to Erik Ten Hag. So before we get into the team performance, Pat, what I'll do is we're going to hit a few comments here. All right. Now, I think we finished out the last time at the world class Fred by the boss man. So this time, Mark Edmond is saying Casemiro is the boss. In the same breath, he's saying Martinez bullied Kane. Now, Fox scores were very negative. JP87TM, Casemiro is something else. He sure is. We haven't gone into the team performance just yet. We'll just hit a few comments before we do. And a few of the lads are getting me excited with some of these comments about Casemiro because I thought he was absolutely excellent tonight. Big G, I was waiting for Solo to pipe up about Fred. You sure were, my man. Brush nullified two of the best forwards in the country. Shout out to Lloris. Could have been a bigger scoreline without him. That was a fair point, I must say. Vincent Demiz, always good to hear from our Dutch correspondents. Congratulations, guys. You guys have entered the second stage of Erik Ten Hag ball. Now the final third has to be adjusted by him. Vincent, you are the man. And when are we going to get you on the takeaway? Because we would love to have you on there, I must say. And I'd be a little glowing fan watching the night that you come on, I must say. Because you always have so much insight.
Vincent's like our little Yoda. He's just guiding us along, teaches us the force.
Yeah. Every little thing I get excited about, he knits it all together. So, Solo, 25 in the chat. Please give us a like and subscribe. 1 second there now, lads. Eddie's in the chat. Fred has energy, but still can't wait for Eriksen to come back. He is more tidy. But myself and Paddy were kind of agreeing with you there, Ed. Now, in fairness, I think Fred's more of he's a finish off the game, man. And I think he'd be humble enough to play that position and play probably the lesser of the important games. So, do you want to get into the team performance on Monday before we hit any more of these comments?
Yeah, so let's go, guys, because all the comments are coming in thick and fast. Let's talk about the team performance. I like energy, and this show's got energy because we're on the up, we're all smiling. Even Paddy's happy today. So let's go through this team performance. What is going on? I mean, we had a 0-0 draw the other day, which was so sour. I heard words like sour, dry, pathetic, especially from Paddy. But today, I mean, after the first 15 minutes, I was thinking, wow, we're on this. But as you know, I think someone's going to come back into the game. We kept our foot on the gas the whole game. The pressing was better. The counter pressing was there as well. We were able to seize the moment. Rashford coming on made a difference. There's so many players we can talk about. But I'm going to come to you, Pat, and ask you the question. What was the difference today between playing Spurs and the previous game when we couldn't score for love of money?
It was like a game, a suffocation game. That's what we were playing. We didn't give them a chance. We came out of blocks and we came at them and we kept going and we kept going. Now, Omundi, me and you were talking about this at the halftime, and we were like, okay, let's not get carried away with ourselves, because we felt if we don't get this goal, we're going to be sitting back deflated in the second half. But we got that goal, and all of a sudden, I nearly threw the sofa across the room when we got that goal, because we were at them. And Fred, Dalot, if I seen the two of them put the ball through the lines, cutting Spurs in half one more time, I couldn't have been happier with them. I swear the two of them were fantastic tonight. Not just Casemiro. A lot of respect has to go to Dalot and Fred tonight, cutting teams in half.
Paddy, over to you. I mean, listen, Paddy, we had look, what's the difference, man? You go to games, you go to home games. Do you think there was a different atmosphere today? Do you think because we're playing Spurs, we were on it? Do you think because we were on live on Amazon Sports? I mean, what was the main difference for you today?
It felt to me a bit of a quiet atmosphere there, to be fair, but a happy atmosphere, to be fair. Now that we were winning tonight. We played so well as well. I think it was definitely, but it wasn't the atmosphere it was, but it was different to it was when we the 0-0 the other day. But we'll come on to other things Monday. It did, but look, when we win, and the crowd is happy. That's how it is with United. They're happy, and the Stretford end was happy as well. So that's the difference, isn't it? Winning's everything, isn't it?
Why Spurs? Why Spurs further to the table? They must be doing something right. They must be a good team. Clearly,
Spurs
didn't look at today.
I expected us to get beat by Spurs. We found MUFC old school said, I think we're going to beat. And I agree. I thought they've been playing so well. Conte's a winner. Got a manager who's a winner, but they got snuffed out. They were just snuffed out. They were just. I spoke to a Spurs fan earlier tonight on the phone. He went, embarrassing. Everything went. The Spurs forums are all going, can't watch this anymore. I'm thinking it's good. I'm glad, actually, because they do have ideas above their station, don't they? They're going to win something. They won't. It was he was snuffed them out. We've done it all the time. Harry Kane comes to Old Trafford. I don't think he likes coming to Old Trafford. He
doesn't like it when he has Martinez biting the back off him for 90 minutes either,
He got nullified. He got absolutely nullified, like snuffed out. And Son, with his smile anyway, for the game, he was like, well, they just didn't. They just got completely snuffed out.
Omundi, do you think that Spurs like a slower tempo game?
Not to say slower tempo. I think we had a fast tempo today. We went out there and we really put it on them. One thing I was concerned of, we were playing in front of them for a lot of the time, and I felt it was a trap by Spurs, because this is how they play a lot of the time. They got 5 at the back, obviously, and they seem to break. And you notice something with Spurs, they do get numbers in the box. There's a couple occasions there where they had 4 or 5 numbers in the box, something Alex Ferguson used to do a lot. And you think, how does that happen? Where they're sitting back, and then suddenly when they do break or with their wing backs or whatever, they get the boys up there. They've got the energy to get up there. That's obviously a clear plan by them. But I just think we nullified them. We were all over them from the first whistle. We were on them. It's like attack, no time. When you led with people with a lot of energy like Fred, pressing people, man to man, closing people down, cutting out the options, cutting out the angle for the pass. I think it was really promising today. And there was a point in the game I was thinking, when are Spurs going to show what they got? When are Spurs going to show something? So, Pat, what do you think? I mean, because Spurs sort of labelled as a team as difficult to beat. And I thought we were all over them. I thought we created half chances, a few good half chances. Let's talk about the chances in the game. Let's talk about the major ones that happened in the game early on. Let's have a look now. Let's have a look.
Anthony.
One of my most favourite ones, Paddy said it. It was around the 9th minute, all right. Anthony had the ball in the half space. He hits it past Lloris, and I'm like, this is in the net. This is in the net. And I'm telling you, it took the paint off the side of the woodwork. Right, it was an absolute scorcher. Like, that man is a savage in the half space, isn't he? He really is. He gets you off your seat every time he picks the ball up. And like Fred playing it through the balls to Rashford. Rashford again, I think it was around the 20th minute, forcing Lloris to a save. But I was happy to see the shots going off. I was happy, but Omundi, you weren't as happy as I was because you think Rashford may have done a bit better. He shouldn't have been hit it so low and hard. He should have been a bit more confident.
Yeah, there's a couple plays. Bruno played dink ball into him, but I thought Rashford held up the ball pretty well today, done all right. He got into the good position, something Ronaldo wasn't able to do. So if we compare the two, Ronaldo's ran off sulking towards the end of the game, but he should have admired what Rashford was doing. He was getting the chances. The only thing I wish he had the finishing of Ronaldo, because I thought he hit it low and hard, but it's straight at the keeper. If you're a professional footballer at that sort of level, training every day, I'm sure if you check out his training drills, ping, corners every time. He should have just placed it more, take a little less power off the ball. But otherwise, I'm not criticising him. He got in good positions and he was a threat. Do you agree with me, Paddy? Do you think Rashford was a threat with those, even though he fluffed a couple of chances? What do you think about his movement?
He's quick, isn't he? He's on the foot. He's really trying to get there. But for all he's trying, it's 28 shots tonight on Monday, just 2 goals. And I'm not trying to put a dampener or anything, but it's a concern for me with the fact that we're not being clinical enough in front of goal. And I don't think Marcus is there, isn't he? He's smashing him. He's coming off a player. He's in there. But for me, I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much on Monday, and Pat.
I think the performances aren't consistent enough. If the performances were more consistent, you'd see Marcus Rashford get more goals. So I think we should be a little bit more patient and have faith in Benny McCarthy, superstar striker coach, currently at Manchester United. But lads, I can tell you one thing: Hugo Lloris is sitting back in that training ground, in Old Trafford now, and he's not sitting in the bucket of ice. He has both hands in the bucket of ice because he had to pull a great save off for that Bruno Fernandes free kick, and then he didn't even get a break. And then Dalot crosses the ball in for Shaw. Shaw catches it. I think it was on the volley. Boom, straight at him. Lloris again. His hands must have been red raw going in at half time.
But Pat, there were 9 shots for Spurs and 28 for us. I'll go back to that stat again. You're right. Lloris had some great saves, but they weren't all down to Lloris. We just
were somewhere straight at him, Pat. I will agree.
Yeah, and we were. If we'd had converted some of our chances, which we've got to moving forward, not just tonight's performance because we've won, got 3 points, which is the important thing. We've got to be careful of that stat, by the way. Just moving forward, I'm trying to put a dampener on. Just be careful. But we're doing all right, mate. I'm not putting a dampener on that at all.
Paddy, you're referring to the amount of chances that shots that we had on target or shots on goal necessarily. Do you think it's the case that because of the team we were playing against, Spurs, the way they sat back, they allowed us to play in front of them and invited us to break them down, and we did sort of get some shots off on goal. But how many of these shots were clear-cut chances for you?
That's a good stat. I haven't seen that stat on there, but most of them were quick, clean-cut chances. But they defended okay, but they weren't great. But we came again. They played the game as you said on Monday, and it allowed us to come onto them. They gave it to us. I think they gave the game to us the way they played. Then they got into a muddle, didn't they, Spurs, and got confused and tried everything. So we basically unknit them, basically, didn't we? We unlocked them so many times, didn't we? We unlocked them.
Our boss man, Solo, he's saying, Paddy, I want to see a bigger smile in your face tonight. Please, if you don't mind. Emma Kay saying, big gutted that Rashford was too ready for that header. He got in front of the header, didn't he? He should really work on his heading, though. He's quite tall, big head, and got a jump on him. Could be lethal. If he added that to his game as well, so finishing and heading. Do you agree with that, Pat, about Rashford?
Yeah, there's always room for improvement with Rashford. I think Rashford's an absolute fantastic fella. The work rate he puts in, if he keeps going and the goals come, look, lads, he's the best we have and he's the fittest all the time. Even though we have Ronaldo, he can't run for what is being asked of him like what Rashford is. Eric Ten Hag, I seen him screaming on the sideline at Rashford in the first half, saying, "You're not doing your defensive duties," but not at them exact words. I'm sure there was a few F's and bleeps in there, right? But I heard him screaming, and Marcus Rashford, where normally he'd be looking back at Ollie or Ralph and going, "Yeah, fuck, what do you know? What do you know?" Straight away, Rashford, boom, coming back, working harder, doing what he's told. So nobody is safe in that team for a position or a bit of an ear bending at any stage. So before we get into the goals, Omundi, let's get a few more of these
Well, you're going to like this one. Eddie Waffle saying Lawless is definitely on the money. Rashford was peppering Lloris in the second half too. Should have scored at least one of them. Good stat here from Emma saying we've already beaten 3 of the top 6. Who's that be? Arsenal, Liverpool, and now Spurs.
Yeah.
Which that's good. And Mark Edmonds replying to Emma saying that we broke them mentally. Maybe that's possibly true. Eddie's saying, Emma, if you're right, some of these Premiership big boys are in trouble. Big performance by Bruno, says Stuart Marshall. Seeing Paddy praising players is like when you see a teacher at the cinema, you know it happens, but it's a little bit weird, isn't it? It said bath time. Paddy, here's a question for you. Paddy, you go to games. You love a little sing along, don't you? Bath time's asking, would you have sang the Delo song tonight?
No way.
I don't know how it goes. Can you do a little rendition for us, please?
Come on, Paddy.
No, I'm not. I know what I would say to Della. I wouldn't be singing his song. I'm still not a big fan. I'm sorry. I'm sticking to my guns on Della. No way.
Here we go. Let's have a talking. Go on, Paddy. What do you want to say?
That Sancho. Legend just brought up Sancho now. Is this fella turned up yet? It really is disappointing me, Sancho. And well done, Legend, for mentioning it. Question mark. No, he gets that. I watch him when I go to United, and I saw it tonight. He goes down the line, and then the FCL score was talking about in the week with me. He said, "Do we get wingers now? Go across, then turn it in." He goes down and then comes back, taps it back. It just doesn't do. It's substance for me with Sancho. If you agree, lads, it just. I don't know. Dortmund, it's a different game, it's a different climate, different league. But for Sancho, for me, it just doesn't do it. I don't know why he's starting games either. Did he turn up today? I don't know. Did he play? And did he play the previous? Why did he play the previous game? Did he play? I'll be asking.
So both Paddy and Legend are asking the question about Sancho. Paddy's saying no, he's not the traditional winger that he wants. I like Sancho. I thought he played really well today. I thought sometimes he occupies players. People have to sort of double up on him, and that creates space for others, which he's really intelligent with. He likes to bring people in, and I thought he played a lot better today. There's a couple
one move on Monday. He's got to go past him. You know,
there's one move, especially when he drove into the box. He usually cuts in on his right foot. He drove in, it's like the defender didn't know what was happening there, and drove in and tried to play it across the 6-yard box. I really enjoyed that. I thought he was fair enough, but yeah, I do think Paddy that he's not set the world on fire, but there's a player. Hopefully, we got him like Martial to sort of turn it on when he's 26. Pat, what do you think? Legend's asking about Sancho.
I think he's a little bit slow to start in the games, but I'm certainly not writing him off. He has the moves. He has the movement. He's not. I think the problem what Manchester United fans are, Man United fans are expecting like an Andre Kanchelskis or a Ryan Giggs where he's going to pick up the ball and tear down the wing. I just don't think he's that type of player. And I think some certain people are going to have to, they're going to have to just accept that. He's more of a player that picks up the ball. He gets it. Bruno's looking for it. He gets it off Bruno. He plays it off to Rashford. He's playing the ball across the ball to Anthony. He's mixing up the play constantly. He's just not a traditional winger that people are expecting. And I think that may frustrate them a little bit.
You're right,
just
Pat.
we'll see what the comments think. So I want to say hi, first of all, to Devon. How you doing, Devon? Welcome back to the Man United Agenda. So Bath Time's saying here, the role of wide player has changed and it's so much more boring than it used to be. Emma's saying Sancho needs to keep doing what he's doing, though. He went in a lot into the box and really tried to get involved today. So, yeah, it was a bit of encouragement here from the people in the comments as well. Can we talk about Martinez? Because he was up against a world-class striker, apparently, in Song and Kane. I was talking to Bath Time yesterday. I'm going to call you out, Bath Time. Bath Time, you said that Kane and Song are really effective and they really have good stats and numbers and probably one of the best partnerships in the Premiership today, if not maybe all time. So what do you think? Why were we able to sort of shut out Kane as well? What do you think about our defenders today? I'm going to start with you, Paddy.
I think Martinez and Varane played brilliant tonight. I think they were very well. And you're right, I saw a couple of occasions where Kane wasn't happy with Martinez. He kept looking back and going, two dogs going at each other. So I thought fair play to Martinez. He's a Yorkshire Terrier, isn't he? He really does give it everything he gives it to them. Fair play to him, mate. He really did give him what's for. He snuffed them out. He did. Both Varane. I think Martinez was brilliant with Kane tonight. Just didn't let him play at all, mate. No, I thought it was great, mate. I thought it was brilliant. Fair play to Martinez. Fair play. Did his job tonight. Strong.
There's 21 people in the comments. Make sure you press the like button and let us know what do you think about how we neutralised Kane and Song today. Pat, over to you. Martinez, he was outstanding player for me in defence. He kept pinching the ball. What's so good about Martinez? What do you like about him?
I just think he's absolutely fantastic. He's calm, he's composed, and he's really assured of himself. If the ball drops to him and it's over his left shoulder, his right shoulder, he just turns so quick, one touch and get rid of it. He doesn't, when you see a defender and the ball's coming up through the air and all of a sudden you go, oh, geez, I'm as nervous as you are watching that ball drop down to him. I don't see that with him. Now, taking into account, they may have left Son and Kane up front by themselves, a little isolated, and sat back a bit further, Spurs, and they could have been outnumbered by Manchester United. But that's still not the point. These boys should be able to pick up that ball and attack our defenders. So I say kudos to Varane and Martinez for, listen, he's not the biggest player in the world, but if he gets in your head, he puts a bit of a damper on your day. And I think he may have done that to Son and Kane a little bit today, even though he was mainly on Kane. So with the two of them, what I noticed today on the two of them today, they weren't only marking Kane and Son very well. That at times, even though Casemiro was sitting there in the single pivot, you could see Martinez stepping forward and Varane stepping forward to make challenges and to make that important pass. So I thought they were excellent at the back as well as the front.
Just going to go through a couple of comments here again. Stop me if you want to touch on this. Unfortunately, Matty, we did do a live watch along today, but we're doing the post-match response, which is just as good. Eddie's saying Sancho can beat players, though. Still got another level to go up. Box saying we need productive wingers or winners, dress up modern wingers or old school wingers. It's simple. You need creative wingers who put numbers up. Sancho's just not doing this for him. I want to say hi to one of our favourites, FC United Forever. How you doing? Welcome back to the show. Here we go. Eddie saying Varane was awesome, almost like an extra midfield at times with the counter press. Devon Lindsay saying the partnership between Varane and Martinez became very rock solid. But let's talk about Dalot and Fred, the best players on the pitch tonight. Shall we talk about them now?
Yeah, we were saying earlier on.
Fred was man of the match. Can we? Let's go to man of the match then. We've gone through all the players. All right, before we go, we've got 5 minutes to go. Let's talk about De Gea, first of all, because Emma said that De Gea almost got an assist. Good performance by De Gea. Quickly, let's run through the team quickly.
David De Gea, it was around the 80th minute, that save on the back post. Harry Kane came down. He had his one chance to take it, and he didn't take it. De Gea came out, closed him down, kicked it against him, and I think the ball went back up to the other end of the pitch, and it was just before our second goal, I think it was. But David De Gea,
let's run through De Gea. It's a good performance, Pat.
Well, everything we had to do, he done right. So good performance.
Paddy?
Yeah, I think it's good. I definitely had a good game. He's steady Eddie tonight, to be fair.
Defensive unit today, obviously, he's another clean sheet, 0-0 and now 2-0. Pick out your star player in defence. I mean, there's two really to stand out for me. But Paddy, who do you defence on a whole as a unit, and what do you think?
Varane, no. Varane made a glass, but he played well, and Martinez, I won't be saying anything else than that.
Pat, defence.
Defence for me tonight was Dalot. Them two balls he played were absolutely excellent.
Okay, a lot of people are saying Fred. They can't wait to get to Fred. As everyone knows who's watching the Man United agenda, Solo loves Fred, and he's always endorsed him through thick and thin. And there was a moment today during the game where Fred done a nice piece of skill, dropped the shoulder or something on the player, got past the player. And I was like, wow. And then I was like, you're on fire today, Fred. And then he made a stupid pass, and it's like, here we go. And that just sums up his career at Man United for me. He does something good, and then it's like, maybe you're not good enough. So let's go to midfield. He started again with Casemiro and Fred. A lot of people are saying, Dale Griffiths here, for example, is saying Casemiro's man of the match. What do you guys think? Casemiro, Fred, how do they play?
Casemiro. Great stuff.
Paddy, talk to me. What Casemiro, Fred?
I thought, a lot of energy. He protected that defence tonight. Brilliant. It's what we've always wanted, haven't we? It's we call it. I think he did brilliantly tonight, protecting the defence tonight. Casemiro, I think it was great. And that's what I love this midfielder. I do, rather than the other. Everyone has their opinions on other players, don't they? I like Casemiro.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And Pat, over to you. Casemiro and Fred as a midfield too. They started the other day. But
I thought they played very well. I thought they played very well today, even though I felt like Fred played closer to Bruno than he did to Casemiro today. Casemiro was excellent, but I have to give the man of the match to Fred.
Okay.
Paddy,
Halftime saying, yeah,
I
give
hope
it
we're
to
still
Fred.
friends.
He was a beautiful gremlin when he's after players. He had a lot of energy there. He deserves a cold bath after that. That was a good performance. Stuart Marshall's giving it to Martinez. Devon saying Rashford has to be on the left wing. Sancho just isn't doing it. And we need a striker. I'll take Canadian Jonathan David from Lille. He's absolutely fine. He really presses a lot. He's got good pressing stats. So let's go to Sancho, Anthony, and Bruno. Do you want to pick one of those go out, Paddy?
Anthony.
I
saw Anthony. There was a clip of Anthony. He took two players out with it. He did a swing in. I don't know if you saw it on the game tonight. Two players got taken out with a bit of skill. And Man United, we all love our magical players, don't we? I don't know what over the years, and he's got a little bit of magic about him. Okay, he might not do enough for man of the match possibly tonight, but for me, he did really well. He did. I thought he was great tonight. Anthony he tried his best in position as he does do. I love Anthony. He's going really well, mate. For me, yeah, definitely.
Out of those three, Pat, Bruno, Anthony, Sancho, do you want anything you want to say on them? Good performance.
Can't pick it, lads. Anthony first half, Bruno second half. I think they both of them were excellent tonight.
Yeah.
So basically, what we're saying, because we're seeing
great team performance.
We're developing. There's an ideal of play that the manager wants. How far are we from really clicking? I mean, because this was good performance. We had Arsenal, we had Liverpool, now we're beating Spurs. How far off are we, would you say, to really sort of blowing up and being consistent with this, with the players, with the system, what the manager wants?
I think we're about 8 games away from having a couple of these games in a row.
Oh, wow.
Because we seem to have 3 to 4 games. Well, blip, and then go again. So it's gonna take Erik ten Hag and his system to be implemented within the lads, and they all know what they have to do. And we have to be lucky as well not to pick up any injuries along the way. So I'm gonna go with 8 games.
Okay, Paddy, what do you feel? I mean, we want things now, don't we?
It's the inconsistency sometimes, like you say. Those chances we're having at goal, we're not getting our chances. You don't want too many 0-0s, do you? You want 3 points. We want to push forward, but I do think that we're a few players short of really clicking. We need a striker, and we may need another midfielder and some other 2 defenders. But a striker, I think it's important. Definitely, I think that's important. But
for me, I think
it's not going to happen overnight. It's early days. It's still, but
agree, Paddy.
The games tonight, it's 3 points, and they play really well, and so. It's all in motion, isn't it? It's in motion. We're doing well. We're doing all right. We're doing okay.
I'm really pleased. I mean, we're seeing moments already. I think we are fast tracking this development, a bit like Joe Joyce, being fast tracked like that. I think we're getting there a lot quicker than I expected. And it's down to the players. They're obviously doing the work on the training ground, and seeing the difference from Rashford coming on today, the energy, the buzz was there, a lot of work rate. I'm not a big fan of Fred, but I thought he had a really good performance today, just from his work rate, and it's infectious. There was one move that done it for me. I think it was Martinez. Yeah, he came in and came steaming through and got a header or something, and then Bruno, on that momentum, decided to win the ball, and then we went and scored from that. I think, did we score? I think it was a scare. We either scored or we made a good chance. But straight away I thought, wow, Martinez from the back, you came through, you showed the attitude. With the header. Bruno come and got the ball and said, I want this. Instead of getting clipped and going down, I'm taking this ball. It's mine. Get off me. And then laid it on for us to score. So that's the kind of thing that just is a feel-good thing that goes through the side. Martinez has got that ruthless aggression that you love, Paddy, and it was just infectious throughout the whole side today. Everyone was buzzing. Everyone was on it. And I think you're playing, look, you can rest up and you can wait now for Chelsea and you can be buzzing about it and saying, all I need to do to please these beautiful fans around me is to put the work in, and then we got the quality as well to deliver and listen to the manager. That's what I think anyway, but I'm pleased by that. Final word, you two, because we're going to sign out now.
There was a real topographical survey presence about this performance tonight, so let's keep it up, lads.
And coming to you, last word from you.
We've got Chelsea coming. The momentum's going to flow, and I don't want an inconsistent performance against Chelsea. I want to take this work rate, as you say, into the next game and that press as they did tonight, and push forward. And you may see a change of team next on Sunday. He might bring Ronaldo back in there and Eriksen. So you don't know what
He did mention squad rotation as well recently.
He might bring, and I suspect he might do. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling he's going to change it again.
Okay. Well, we're on the up. Everyone's happy. I hope you go to work tomorrow with your chest swell up and happy and boasted up and skinned teeth and saying, "We are back, boys. We're climbing up the table." But we're going out. We're leaving now. Thanks for everyone to jumping in. Make sure you press the like button. 25 of the likes. 25 watching right now. Really appreciate you. Big up to GMS, Global Mapping Surveys as well. My man, Pat Lawless. My man, Paddy Sykes. We love you guys for coming on. Great show. And we'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Later.